My name is Ben Nelson. I work for the state of North Dakota. Supporting me today, answering questions in the chat, is Steve DeZiel. We are information technology specialists in EduTech, which is the educational services division within North Dakota IT. NDIT is doing whatever possible to ensure that the entities we support are able to function in a wide variety of situations. For K-12 schools, we know our North Dakota administrators and educational personnel are carefully navigating how to proceed with classes, communication, and collaboration while addressing concerns around COVID-19. EduTech's mission remains to provide technology services and leadership to improve teaching and learning in North Dakota pre-K-12. We are continuing that mission by providing this webinar series and are here to support our North Dakota K-12 community with support, training, and resources. In addition to Steve DeZiel being here with me today, Kelly Rexine is also here to assist with other things. All of us, like I said, are information technology specialists within North Dakota Information Technology. So today we're here to talk about the Microsoft Innovative Educator program. I will give you the website where you can find all this information in just a little bit, but there's actually 3 different tracks within the Microsoft Innovative Educator programs. There is the Microsoft Innovative Educator, which is actually where we're going to spend most of our time, is in the Educator the Microsoft Educator Center, where you can look at courses and learning paths, and we'll be explaining what all those are as well. For that, all you'll need to do is to join the community, as well as do 2 hours of training on the Microsoft Educator website. The next one that you see listed there is the Microsoft Innovative Educator Trainer. That one is a little bit more comprehensive. You have to complete the online trainer academy, or it does offer a 2-day in-person training, as well as join the LinkedIn group and then train and track the training of 100 educators per year. That might be a little bit cumbersome. And then there's the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. For that, we're actually going to look. There's a link here to learn more about that. That's a little more involved program as well. You'll notice that they are now accepting nominations for next year as far as being a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. For that, you have to, again, have joined the Microsoft Educator Center, which we will show you. Make sure that you are a certified Microsoft Innovative Educator or become one. And then you submit a video or sway answering these questions that they have. So you can nominate yourself to become a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. So again, if we go back to what is Microsoft Innovative Educator just in general, the very first one, that's where we're going to spend the focus of our time. We're going to go to education.microsoft.com. That is where our Microsoft Educator Center is located. And we'll log in. You can log in using your K-12 credentials. I've already logged in once today, so it has my information here. Once you get logged in, you'll notice that your icon shows up in the upper right-hand corner. And then what it does is that allows you to keep all your courses organized. It will track the courses you've completed. That makes you eligible for those MIE programs that we just talked about, as well as, because we are a Microsoft partner at EduTech, you can use your hours on the Microsoft Educator website and be able to submit those to EduTech for professional development credit. And I'll show you guys how to do that later on in the course as well. Remember, 15 to 16 EduTech hours can be used to earn 1 professional development credit through NDSU. So now if we look at the Educator Center website here, there's these there's your banner, but then these are the 4 main areas we're going to look at. The courses, the learning paths, resources and lesson plans, and then your achievements. We'll take a look at each one of those individually in just a second. Then they have some other just things on their main page here. Their new and noteworthy page. So these are the courses or resources that are newer to the community. They highlight a few things. Right now, this remote learning one is a big one. So they have some resources that they've gathered together specific to remote learning. So if you have teachers or you as a teacher are looking for ways to get started, which we've already started, but to get started with Microsoft with your remote learning, there's a lot of different things in here. Obviously, Microsoft Teams is a big one right now, but also Minecraft is a nice, they've got some good remote learning opportunities you can do within Minecraft, as well as Flipgrid and MakeCode. Just a lot of Microsoft resources that are available to you. Besides that, they also have Skype in the Classroom. If you've never used this, this is kind of a neat thing that they have. Skype in the Classroom, there's some different things you can do. You can go on virtual field trips. You could do mystery Skypes with different classrooms from around the world. You can have guest speakers come in, work on projects. There's a lot, there's special events going on with different people like Dr. Jane Goodall right now. So these are things where you can take your classroom, so probably after this year is over, when you're back in the classroom, makes it a little bit easier, and you can actually bring your classroom out to other groups of people. And again, with that, the times and the dates, you have to coordinate that with either other teachers or other places. I've taken a few classrooms of students to the National Elephant Sanctuary, as well as a national park with fossils from Arizona, the Dinosaur National Monument. So there's some really neat things you can do via Skype. So rather than having to get on a bus and go to the Badlands or whatever, or the State Historical Society, those are great places, but maybe it's not in your budget. You can do a lot of neat things with Skype in the Classroom that way. They also have here some lesson plans where they've partnered with NASA, and we'll look at some of those lesson plans under the resources and lesson plans. Then down here, they've just got links for different learning paths and your courses, which we'll look at. They also have a newsletter, so helps you stay up to date when they do add things on the Microsoft Educator Center website. You'll get that information right away. So if we go back up here and we take a look, first of all, your achievements. All that is your profile on the Microsoft Educator Center website. So what that has here is all of the courses that you have successfully completed on the Microsoft Educator Center. So they give you badges, and there's points involved and all sorts of different things. Some of the nice things with the achievements, number one, you can see which courses you have already done, obviously, but also if you click on here where it says view transcripts, this information also tracks how long each of these courses takes, how much credit hours you can get for those courses. So now this is not actually necessarily the time that you took to complete the course, but what they recommend as far as how long the course should take. So you may not spend a full hour on a particular course, but it gives you credit for that time. Now, the reason that's important is because you can take those hours, like I said, and use them as EduTech hours to get professional development credit. So if that's something that you're interested in, again, 15 to 16 hours provides you the professional development credit. I will show you how to navigate to get that right now. If you go to the EduTech website, just edutech.nodac.edu, and under the training tab, under special topics, you'll see we have listed Microsoft in Education. Now, MIE has gone through a few different iterations here. MIE used to stand for Microsoft in Education. Now it's Microsoft Innovative Educator. But you'll see we have 5 different courses here. And if you click on one, it'll give you the information, what we're looking for. Now this says 1 to 3 hours. This says 4 hours for duration. You can actually turn in, we ask at least 4 hours at a time. But if you wanted to gather that 15 to 16 hours and turn it in all at one time, that would be fine too. What we need is for you to go to this transcript that you received that has your name on it as well as the times, and take a screenshot of that and send that to us, showing us that you have completed those courses. And again, because we are a Microsoft partner, we will give you minute for minute time for that, for those hours. So, and our ITS person that does that, her name is Jill Baird. Her email address is right here, so you can send that information to her. She will register you for this course for the corresponding hours that you've earned, and again, you can turn those in for credit through NDSU if you like. So it's a nice, quick, easy way for you to be able to get some of those credit hours at your own pace, on your own time, without having to go anywhere to be able to do it. So that's your profile. Now, anytime that you're on the Microsoft Educator Center, right here is actually a link. If you click on Educator Center, it'll bring you back to this main education.microsoft.com page. So you can also get to your profile by clicking on your picture and clicking on My Profile. So you can use this link or that one up there. Another neat one they have here is resources and lesson plans. Now, this is, you'll notice that they are labeled either as a resource or a lesson. Now, if you go to one that's a lesson, now as you're going through, you'll notice some of them, I looked at a few of these, some of them are very involved. Machines that emulate human hands, obviously. It gives you all the information you need. It tells you it's a middle school lesson, so it's geared for 6th through 8th grade, 10 to 14 years old. And they are giving you 6 50-minute periods to be able to complete this lesson, so it has all that information in there. And then it tells you what the cost is. Now that is the cost excluding tools and microcontrollers. Some of the lessons, such as this one, do get can be a little bit spendy if you want to. You'll notice that it says they do have classroom kits available, so if you just wanted to buy the kits, you can click on the link and it will take you to the kit to buy the robotic hand kits. So if you're looking for a classroom kit, you're talking almost $300 for a classroom kit if you're going to do a lot of those, if you're going to have a lot of them, or about $55 each. Now, you don't have to buy the kits. They do have over here all of the stuff that you would need. So if you click on the links, what it does is it brings you to a OneDrive file that has the information that you need. In this case, we're talking about building the human hand. So it has all of the information that you might need once it loads here. Gives you all of your information as far as how to do it, what you have to do, how the programs that you'll need, which you'll also notice in here. There's an Excel workbook, there's a material list, and there's also coding in with this particular lesson. So if there is coding, you can do that. A lot of times it'll specify what you have to use. In this case, it's Arduino or Microbit, so you could use the Make Code program to be able to code and do this lesson as well. So obviously this one, even though it's middle school, is pretty involved, but there are other lessons that maybe aren't quite as involved. So I'm actually going to go to this one about how deep is the ocean. You'll notice this is just 2 50-minute periods. Again, it's a middle school lesson, but there's not any material to buy, there's no kits to buy, so you're not talking hundreds of dollars. If you take a look at your material list for this one, it's actually quite a bit easier. Stopwatch, masking tape, meter stick, and the coil spring model, which, again, this is all up to you how involved you want to get with some of this. So I think that's the one I was just at, sorry. So if we look at this about the ocean floor, building an ocean floor model, again, it's in OneDrive. It brings you to a Microsoft Word document. And here's your materials list: a shoebox, modeling clay, straws, graph paper, scissors, ruler, pen. All a lot more standard things that as teachers you probably have available. And it walks you again through the whole process of being able to model the depth of the ocean floor. So just a couple of neat lessons that I came across as I was searching. Again, if it's the lessons are labeled for you. They give you everything that you need as a teacher to be able to go out and do that lesson right away. Those are the ones that say lesson. If you look at the ones that say resources, resources kind of vary. Like this one, becoming a zoologist, you'll notice this one gives just pretty limited information for one particular place, in this case the San Diego Zoo, and they kind of give you, it's a lot more general idea for a lesson plan in here. So some of your resources are just like that. Here's just an example of one like that, but some of them are a little bit more involved. I forget which one I had gone to earlier to look at. Because I picked one out for you. Here we go. This one, again, is a resource, so it's not a lesson necessarily for you to teach in this case, and it actually involves multiple different apps, in this case Microsoft Forms, Power Apps, and Power BI. So it's giving you some ideas, not necessarily one particular way to do things. So the lessons where they're mapped out, minute by minute, with also with your materials list and all that. The resources are more general idea things for you to be able to utilize. You can always search. So if you're looking for high school things, just type in high school, and then here's resources for mixed reality high school curriculum. So here's a lot of different, again, this is a resource, so it's not a laid out lesson plan for you, but gives you a whole group of different ideas for you to be able to utilize in your classroom. So besides the resources, then we have the two main things really that I've used on the education, the Microsoft Educator Center website. It's the learning paths and the courses. The learning paths are really just courses that are strung together in order for you to be related all to one theme. If you click on this, you'll notice there are 22 different learning paths to choose from right now. So, and again, because I'm logged in, it'll show these are ones that I've already started. And here are other ones that are also available, and then the ones I've completed they put at the bottom. So the first time you log in, it's just going to put them alphabetically in order. Again, there's 22 of them. Learning paths really vary in the time that they take, normally between, I'd say, 10 to 12 hours all the way up to 30 plus hours as far as a learning path. So these again are just, if you click on them, these are grouped courses put together in a certain sequence in order to make the most sense. So the courses, however, you'll notice there's a lot more of those. I counted earlier today, there are actually 135 courses on the Microsoft Educator Center right now. So these, I mean, again, they will organize them for you once you're logged into in progress, not started, and then completed ones at the bottom. But you'll also notice a lot of them have some similar banner pictures on them. These ones with this particular banner picture that show the little tree with the, I think it's a file cabinet there, these are actually presenter-led trainings. Those are trainings that are meant to be shared with other teachers and done in person, and then turn around and you take a quiz online to earn credit for those. But the majority of them are actually ones that can be taken online at any time, whenever it's convenient for you. So if we want to take a look at something here, here's one on keeping students engaged. So if we click on that, every one of the courses, when you click on it, will give you a description, tells you how long the course should take. Again, this is their recommended time, depending on, you know, the distractions that you're working with, as well as whether or not you have some previous experience with it. In my experience, it doesn't normally take the full time that they show, but that's the time that you get credit for. Tells you when it was added and gives you some information about the course, as well as for your profile, any badges or points that you'll receive for it. So if you have a course you're interested in taking, you can just up here, in this case, for me, it would be resume course. If you haven't started one, you'll notice it just says start course, and it'll take you to a link where most of the time you've got a video to watch. You may have some tasks to do as part of the course, and your table of contents over here, all of them always end with a quiz. So after you've gone through the course, they expect that you'd be able to answer some questions about the material you've just gone through, and that's actually how you earn the credit for the course. So the quizzes, when you go there, it'll tell you, now in this case, there's 7 questions to this quiz, and you need to get an 80% in order to be able to pass this course and get credit for it. So again, that sometimes varies depending on the length of the course and the amount of material. A lot of times it's 10 questions. I've seen 20 questions for courses, so it does vary quite a bit. But again, you are able to actually search the courses. So if you're really looking for something about Microsoft Excel, you can see they have just a few of them here for you to be able to do what I've completed, what I haven't started. So if there's something in particular, rather than just trying to scroll through 135 different courses, you can always search and find the one that intrigues you or is important to you. That is really what there is for the Educator Center. I don't know if there have been any questions here in the chat. Does anybody have any questions that you'd like answered about either the Microsoft Innovative Educator programs or the Microsoft Educator Center courses at this point? All right, well, hearing none, I do want to thank you guys for attending the webinar. As always, we are here to assist you in being successful. This and all of our webinar series are available on our YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/edutechnd. You can definitely email myself or any one of our people that are on the call here. I already mentioned Kelly and Steve. Tyler Ward also joined me. Mentioned Jill. Jill Baird is another ITS professional based in Grand Forks that takes care of the credit for the Microsoft courses. And then we also have another person, Jason Matthias, based in Garrison. So any of us are very willing to help you anytime that we can. You can contact our help desk, help@k12.nd.us, for any support or virtual training inquiries as well. But if there are no questions, I want to again just thank you for coming today and being a part of this webinar. We will get you your hour of EduTech credit for being here as well. So you'll be getting form for you to, if you'd like to respond with any information to help us out in as far as improving the training. But thank you guys. Have a very good day.